Alan Millyard's Hyperide is a unique and unconventional high-pressure gas strut suspension system, most famously incorporated into his custom-built downhill mountain bikes, particularly the Millyard 001 and its later evolution, the Hyperide 2. The core technology is based on oleo struts, which have a long history of use in aircraft landing gear and tank suspension systems due to their ability to handle immense forces and provide robust damping in a compact form. Keep watching because today we are dribbling into the legendary invention of Alan Millyard Hyperide to suspension. The genius of Millyard's application lies in adapting this heavy-duty, industrial-grade technology for the much lighter and more dynamic requirements of a mountain bike, though his engineering process is famously idiosyncratic. The result is a shock absorber that functions differently from almost every other air or coil-based system on the market, offering a unique ride feel that has earned a devoted following among those who appreciate its specific characteristics. The system's internal workings involve a tube, a piston, high-pressure gas, and oil. The gas and oil are separated by a floating piston inside the strut. As the suspension is compressed, the oil is forced against this piston, compressing the gas, which acts as the spring. One of the most remarkable aspects is the incredibly high operating pressure. The Hyperide 2 is capable of running at up to 4,500 psi, a figure unheard of in conventional mountain bike suspension and more in line with specialized industrial equipment. The damping is controlled by the oil being forced through a carefully sized orifice. To make the damping progressive and position sensitive, a tapered pin passes through this orifice as the piston moves, altering the flow rate and thus the spring and damping rates based on how far the suspension is into its travel. And like many modern shocks with multiple dials for high and low speed compression and rebound damping, the Millyard Hyperide has no external adjustments. Tuning is achieved solely by changing the gas pressure within the system. The first generation shock initially used nitrogen gas, but Millyard later switched to argon for the Hyperide 2, finding it simpler, cheaper, and easier to transport, though it also offers different thermal properties. One of the challenges of using such a high-pressure, compact system in a demanding application like downhill mountain biking is heat dissipation. The repeated compression and damping cycles generate significant heat, which can cause the oil's viscosity to change and the gas pressure to fluctuate, negatively affecting performance. To address this, Millyard added distinctive cooling fins to the Hyperide 2, a design feature necessary to maintain consistent performance during extreme and prolonged use. The sheer heat generated led to a do not touch warning on the original shocks. The construction process for these components is a story in itself, reflecting Millyard's resourceful and hands-on engineering philosophy. The Hyperide 2, for instance, famously incorporated parts scavenged from old vehicles and machinery, such as a re-engineered Land Rover steering damper for the main strut and a bronze bush from a 1950s BSA Gold Star motorcycle for the lower pivot. The main shock body was machined from a block of aluminum leftover from the construction of the 2006 Millyard downhill race bike. This blend of repurposed parts and skilled manual machining using vintage equipment like a 1974 Colchester lathe and a 1950 Elliott milling machine is a testament to Millyard's engineering prowess and unconventional approach. In terms of ride characteristics, the Millyard Hyperide offers a distinct experience compared to conventional suspension. While it might not offer the plush comfort and easy pedalability of a modern, highly tunable system, particularly for slower speeds or climbing, its performance at high speed and over rough terrain, especially with square-edged hits, is reportedly exceptional. Test riders have praised its ability to railroad through rough sections, absorbing impacts with remarkable efficiency and providing superior traction. The linear damping curve and unique damping characteristics mean it handles differently, with riders describing an acute reaction time, immense capability for absorbing large impacts without feeling out of control. The unusual characteristics of the shock also influence the overall bike setup. Millyard recommended running higher than normal tire pressures, arguing that softer, underdamped tires would fight against the suspension's function. The excellent bump absorption of the Hyperide system compensates for the harder tires. While the first version was raced competitively and proved its effectiveness, it was a bespoke, one-off project. The Hyperide 2 was a subsequent prototype, not intended for commercial production, built by Millyard and his son Stephen to update the technology for a more modern mountain bike platform. It remains a fascinating example of out-of-the-box engineering and a testament to the fact that effective solutions don't always follow conventional design principles. The Hyperide is a niche product for a niche builder, but it has left a lasting impression on those who have followed Millyard's inventive journey. Following the single and broken narrative about Alan Millyard's Hyperide suspension, here is an expansion on the details of its unusual design, construction, and performance, pushing for a greater word count. The Hyperide is a fascinating example of repurposing old, heavy-duty technology for a new, light-duty application, a process enabled by Millyard's unique skill set and workshop setup. The oleostrut, the foundation of the Hyperide, was originally developed for aircraft and military vehicles in the early 20th century, specifically the Vickers gun recuperative gear in 1915. Its core purpose was to manage recoil by forcing oil through orifices in a controlled manner. Alan Millyard adapted this technology, which was designed for applications with immense loads and slow, predictable movements, to a lightweight mountain bike. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also express your opinions in the comment.